Like if you're coming to a cage fighting commentator and a dirty comedian, like this is the guy that you need an opinion for, that means the media's failed you. Like what I'm a symptom of a broken system. Like if I'm a source of information, like we've got a bit of a supply chain problem. That's how
I don't know. I think it's being a little humble on that as well, because where else could someone get these 3 hours where they can really listen to maybe 2 sides of
right, but my point is,
right?
why didn't somebody else do that already? Why didn't mainstream media figure that out? Why did you need someone to figure it out on a laptop in a fucking spare bedroom of their house? Like, how is that possibly the number one media show in the world that's birthed out of a laptop in a spare bedroom? It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
it means no. It means they failed.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot smarter people than me, a lot better people at dissecting what's actually going on in the world than me. But for whatever reason, they can't do it. So how come? How and like there's a bunch of people from the New York Times that try, but they're all bullshitting.
Exactly.
They're never free to give their real opinion. They're never free to say, you know what, actually, this person that I disagree with fundamentally has a really good point about this.
Right.
They have, instead of being ideologically captured, which is like most of them on the right and most of them on the left. Instead of just being able to look at things and go, this is the actual reality that we're living in. That's a failure. Yeah. That's a failure of media. It's a failure of journalism. It's a failure.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, he's not a journalist. You're right. So how come people are listening? Like, what is that about? You tell me why no one else can have these kind of conversations with people and break it down this way. Well, it's because you're limited by your whole system. If you're involved in mainstream media, you're limited by the format. The format sucks. You have to break for commercials. You're brought to you by Pfizer. So there's certain things you can't talk about. You've got handcuffs on. And if you're on the internet and you're ideologically aligned with either the left or the right, well, now you're captured by this box of predetermined opinions that you're supposed to subscribe to.
Yeah. But you recognize an opportunity, and throughout history, people have done that. Well, you
this
did
is
something.
The thing. I just kept this. I'm telling you, man, this is not a plan.
I know.
I just kept
We've talked
doing
about that. But
I just kept doing it, and then all of a sudden it became what it is.
But you recognized
it wasn't like,
you could plug in a laptop and you could have a video, you could have a conversation.
But it was all just for fun.
Yeah.
See, that's why it worked.
Yeah.
It worked because there was no plan.
Yeah.
It was just like, let's do this and it'll be fun. And then people tune in because it's fun. And then I start getting like Graham Hancock on and Anthony Bourdain on. I'm getting some guests and it's kind of fun and it's kind of cool. And then it becomes a cool thing that if you know, you know. Like, oh, you listen to podcasts? Check this one out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's got good guests and he asks good questions. And then it became what it is now. But it's all just because I enjoy doing it. It was never because I recognized like, oh, there's an opening out there.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like it was very natural. That's also a part of it. Like, it's not like you're like, what can I do? Like, no, that's not that.
No.
Where some people do that. Like, hey, what can be my thing? Oh, okay. X, Y, and Z. Okay, I'll give speaking about events on this certain thing, and okay, that's my thing now because I realized there's a gap. Okay, I'm going to do that. That's different. That's not moving the needle, probably for anybody in that audience, maybe for one person or something like that. And you're not looking at it like that. You're doing it because it was this very natural thing for you to do, and it happened to grow into what it is today, which is amazing, which makes it even more powerful that it was natural than you weren't this artificial guy over here saying, what's the opportunity? Oh, I can make X dollars by speaking about this topic to this audience. Okay, I'm going to do that and be happy or whatever. Instead, it was the opposite of that. It was very natural. And so it's a very different thing as far as opportunity goes.
Well, that's the weirdness about today, right? Is because you could just start a YouTube channel. Like anybody who's a doctor or a historian could just start a YouTube channel and just start talking.
Yeah.
Like just think about all the stuff that you learned about Vietnam from writing this book.
Yeah.
You could just break down moments like Dan Carlin style about Vietnam and just sit there and talk about it, and people will be like, that's fascinating. Like, Jack Carr in Vietnam, you seen this video? And then it'll get passed around. Next thing you know, it's got 500,000 views. Right. Next thing you know, it's got 1 million. And then everybody's sharing it in social media. That's the most fascinating thing about today. Like, if you say something cool and it becomes a part of a clip and somebody likes it, it gets blasted
Yeah.
all over the whole world.
Right.
It's on TikTok, it's on X, it's on Instagram, and then it's on YouTube and like 100 different channels.
Yeah.
There's all these channels that pop up and they take advantage of the algorithm.
Yeah.
So they take these little clips.
I can't do that. I can never do something for clicks or for anything like that.
I don't either.
I know.
Other people will.
I know.
You don't have to do
Yeah.
it. That's what's interesting.
Yeah.
The vast majority of our clips online have nothing to do with us. I didn't put them up there. I don't know who the fucking person is that's editing them and clipping them together. Some of those cuts even put their own watermark on it. Like, whoever you are, cut the shit. That's not, like, I edited it.
Right.
Mind of a winner, like .com. Like, fuck off.
Oh, boy.
They do that stuff, and they put their own little fucking website on it.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's a weird time. It's a weird time for the distribution of information. And mainstream media, they dropped the ball. They missed these openings. They're not capable of being free.
Yep.
There's too many cooks in the like all the notes that you were getting on season 1, right? You don't get them anymore because it's successful. Like that's kind of every show on television has got to deal with all these goddamn cooks.
Yeah.
All these chefs.
Yeah.
Oh, add a little of this and add a little of that.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
No, it's like we were talking about earlier. Now people are trying to get that clip, so their life and their income is reliant on trying to get that clip. But I think what they don't realize is that that's a blip. Like that's a one thing, and then it's back down here. It's not a boom and then going from there. You have to continually add value to people's lives. I think long term, if you're going to build something of substance, and that's what you have done, obviously. And it's incredible to watch and be a part of from the audience side, and then to be your friend and all that stuff.
Fucking weird as shit.
I know.
Weird.
But then we see that stuff like with Charlie Kirk and people trying to take advantage of that to get a click.
I know.
And it's brutal. And I don't know what it is, going forward. Like when you think about communication in general, and a long time ago, the telephone used to connect us with our grandparents, let's say states away, used to connect us. And now the telephone, it disconnects us from that person who's sitting right here next to us on the couch, our spouse or our kids or anything else. So communication used to connect us. Now a communication device, which does obviously a lot more than that, is a tracking device, surveillance device, all these other things. But it disconnects us from those that we're in the same room with.
Yeah.